Okay, all right. Welcome everyone to yet another awesome video. I am your host, haha, Corporate Junkie. I'm here to ensure that you avoid all of the pitfalls in corporate America. Before I get started, I do want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for supporting this channel. It encourages me to know that you really like the content, so I appreciate the effort and the subscription. This particular video is a part of a series that I have put together, which is the people to watch out for in corporate America. So I did a video prior to this one called the 5 types of women to avoid in corporate America. If you haven't seen that video, I will highly suggest and advise that you go see that video before watching this one, or see that video after this video. I will be referencing some things from that video in this video, so that way you understand what it is I'm talking about. I will suggest that you watch that video. For those of you who are just simply looking for a good information resource tool that you can use relating to corporate America, this is the channel for you, because I'm going to give you all the information. I'm going to tell you. You're not going to get any other information like this. There are many channels that tell you things that you should do, how to do it in corporate America, but I can guarantee you that a lot of those are BS. BS. They are feel good, nice to say type of thing, but they are BS. Those are not true. Those are not things in the real world. The real world does not operate that way. So I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to let you know. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 types of women that if you're not already engaged or connected with these types, you want to make sure that you do that. These ones are distinctive. These are the type that you want to sort of look out for. They are very distinctive types of personalities, and they would help you. They would advocate for you. They are friendly to men. They respect what a man has to say. They respect what men bring to the table. They don't fall into this whole nonsense and notion that masculinity is toxic. The stuff that we're seeing in society. These ones don't play that. These ones they respect your opinion. They value you as a human being. You're not a threat to them. They welcome you in. So these ones are especially male friendly. So if you're a man out there watching this, you want to stay tuned. And if you are a black man watching this, you certainly want to stay tuned, because these particular women are your advocates. So I want to go into this quickly. The first one I want to talk about is Kay. Kay is she's an Asian woman from Southeast Asia. We're talking about Singapore. We're talking about the Philippines. That's that type of Asian background. K type works in tech. These type work in technology company, IT company. They're engineers. They have engineering background. You find these types there. So if you work in any one of these sectors, you're likely going to encounter or come across these types. They're very smart. They speak very well. Even the ones with a slight accent speak very well. They involve in high-profile positions because their education supports a lot of the stuff they do. So these are the ones you find in STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, and math. So they tend to be in really high positions. So you find them as VPs, senior operations manager, very top level positions, because these particular ones are super smart. They bring a lot to the company. And so a lot of tech companies, small startup, really pull these types to them. And so you get to work with these types. You're not going to see these types in call centers. They don't work in call center positions. Again, those positions, nothing against call center positions, but these ones tend to be in really high profile, very, very challenging fields, fields that require a lot of applications, codes to be written, math, that type of field. That's where you find these ones. And so the great things about these ones is they have such a warming, welcoming presence. Their faces light up when they work with male counterparts and male coworkers. You're more likely to find them in your office really helping to explain certain things to you. It doesn't matter what positions they hold. They don't care about being in competitions with you. These ones are not in competitions with you. They don't give up that energy. You don't see that energy where they're just trying to stab you in the back so they can ride all the way up to the corporate ladder. That's not these types. They are very confident and secure in their position. They know what they know, and they know that you can't match it. They're smart, very, very secure. Career doesn't define these ones. These ones aren't defined by career and positions. They work hard. They want to rise to the top like most people, but they are not the type that are defined by positions and career. So when you see them, they don't operate in that space. They don't operate in that space. You're not likely to find these ones playing the doggy dog type of games to stab people in the back so that they can get in the position. No, these ones are very, very confident in who they are and in the skills they bring in. And so that's a great thing for you because you're not in competitions with these. You're not. And they go above and beyond in helping men achieve their best. The great things about these particular one is they care about the outcome of anything they put their hearts to. The quality of work matters to them. They also care about the people they work with. They don't care about the types of people. They don't necessarily pick. They're not picky and say, okay, I only want to work with these types or that type. They'll work with everyone. Everyone. Okay? Everyone is the same in their eyes. They recognize that there are people of different backgrounds, but everyone is the same. The outcome of that particular project is what they are particularly care about, as well as the relationships and the experience they have when working with people to achieve that outcome. So when you are with these ones, they will make you feel like you're the only one in the room. If you worked in large corporations or large companies, which is where you'll find these ones, companies that have large revenue earnings or large budgets, tech companies that are evaluated in either the millions is where you find this. No matter how small the tech company is, these ones really help to bring such a huge impact to those companies. So they hire them for their skills. But if you work in like a large company or in any department and you went up to the office and a K-type of person is sitting there and you knock at their door and they're busy doing something, they will drop it. They will drop whatever it is they're currently doing and just attend to whatever you want. Very easy, very soft, very warm, inviting. They smile a lot. And while you are in their presence, you're not going to sense a type of prejudice with these ones. You're not going to sense it. You're not going to get it. They're not going to give up that vibe. As far as they're concerned, you and everyone else are equal. They don't care about all of that stuff. They come from a background that is very cultured. So they tend to accept everyone into the fold. Now, I don't know what goes on in their lives when they're not in the office. I can't speak about that. I can't speak to those type of things. Nor do I even care to speak to it. That doesn't concern you. That's not something you need to be worried about. If they believe what their political views are, or the racial views or racial bias. You don't need that. You don't care about that kind of stuff. That's not important. What's important is, how do they treat you while you are at work? How do they relate to you? Okay? How do they make you feel? That's all you care about. Okay? During that whole 9 hours of your day. Okay? What is the experience you have? That's all you care about, because that's what pays your bills. Right? That's what puts the roof over your head. That's what helps you to take care of your family. So don't worry about what someone's political views may be. So I don't know what their views are on this type. I don't care. All I care is while I'm with them. These types make me feel like I'm part of the fold, like I matter. That's all you care. That's all that matters. So they smile a lot. They go above and beyond to really speak about your name. These ones will drop your name in a meeting, on a positive light. They'll drop your name. They'll speak about what you're doing. They'll advocate for you. They don't get involved in the negative gossip. So if something came up where someone was trying to inject some negativity, they won't contribute to it. You're not likely to find these ones to say, yeah, but I remember what he did with me too, or what she did with me too. They don't talk like that. Okay, they lay back, very quiet. When you're in a conference meeting with these ones, either face to face or over the phones, they don't tend to speak much. If they're leading the meetings, they'll do an 80-20 split, where 80% other people are speaking and 20% they're injecting themselves into it, because they don't want to seem to be very pushy. They're very mild-mannered, very, very mild-mannered. So a lot of men recognize these types and really embrace them. So if you work in a company where you work with these types, from the Asian background, get to know them. Get to know these types. I promise you, it'll favor you, it'll benefit you. I promise you that. Go on LinkedIn, find out who the personnels in your companies are. And if you find one or two that are Asian background, call them up. Introduce yourself to them. It doesn't matter if they are in the same department, or if they're in the same city, or they work in a different city. Many times you might find these ones in a national commute, where they work in Singapore and they have a team here in the United States, and they lead a team in the United States. So you may communicate with them virtually most of the time, but they are always a joy to work with. Highly, highly educated, highly educated, highly educated. So don't come with your whole, oh, I know it all. You likely don't know as much or know more than these types. They're very, very smart. But they don't rub it in your face. They don't make you feel less. They don't make you feel inferior than they do. But just understand that when you are in their presence, you are going to matter. Don't make you feel like, you're part of the kindreds, part of the fold, part of their peoples. And for a black man who is trying to navigate through corporate society and trying to figure out who your allies are, these ones are your allies. These ones are your friends. In my experience of working with these type of women, I've yet to find one that gets into company scuffle. No one complains about these types. Okay? No one says, oh, Kay did something that rubbed me the wrong way. No one complains about these types. They may have other things. They're not perfect. I'm not saying they are. They're not perfect. But the type of complaints you normally would get, these ones are not involved in that. They'll apologize quickly and try to resolve that issue. It bothers them that people don't like them. It bothers them that somebody might have something to say about them. So which is why they resolve those things quickly, and you'll never hear about it again. Okay, so these ones will go above and beyond. As I mentioned earlier on, if you walked into the office or you met them in the hallway and you engage them, they will stop everything to attend to you. And even if it happens that while you're talking with them, somebody walks in or tries to interrupt that conversation, they'll politely, okay, end that conversation with the other one so they can focus on you. And they'll ask questions like, did you want me to go over it again? Did you want me to explain it all over again? That type of thing, you know. And they'll say, listen, I can check back with you, and see if there's something else you need. I can send a follow-up email, and they'll do that. They'll send resources to you beyond what you asked for. And they'll put sticky notes and put arrows and put all of that to explain, so that way you don't have to figure it out, or they'll figure it out for you. And you're saying to yourself, my God, she's awesome. So know that these ones are allies. These ones are your friends. These ones will help to champion you through. These ones will advocate for you. They will say things favorable. They will say positive things about you. Okay? So in return to that, don't embarrass these ones. Okay? Don't embarrass them by not completing the task, by not completing the project. They care about outcome. They care about quality of work. They care about that kind of stuff. So if you commit to a project, or if you work with them on a team, make sure you do the project. Make sure you complete it. Make sure you finish it. Okay? And if you can't finish it, make sure you communicate with them. Let them know what's going on. The quality of work is what they care about. On top of that, they care about the people they work with. They don't want to see you burned out. Right? They don't want to see you saddened and so bogged down trying to do this quality of work. They're a people person. They care about that kind of stuff. They care about your livelihood. They want to make sure that you come out okay. So these are your friends. Okay? These are your friends. You can tell them things and know that it's not going to be told to somebody else. They're not your chatty Kiana, who's just, the type to just talk, and then just gossip around the office. These are not your gossipers. Okay? These ones, you find them mostly in the office. They're either going to a meeting or in a meeting already. Very hardworking. And when it's time for lunch, they are at their desk with their food, eating. Okay? They're eating. So don't ask them out for lunch. They don't tend to go out to lunch with anyone. They stay at their desk, they eat at their desk, and they get back to work. Don't bring them gifts either. These ones, the way you show your appreciation to these ones is not by bringing them gifts. While that is nice, that's not how you do it. They think that is weird. The way that you show your appreciation is to do the work. Okay? These are all about completing the task. So do the work and do a quality of work. And they'll keep advocating for you. They'll keep talking about you. They'll keep championing your name and make sure that everyone knows it. So that's how you impress them, is about doing the work. So Ks are amazing. They're a joy to work with. These ones are a joy to work with. And so I wish and I hope that you get the opportunity to work with these types. If you are in tech or IT companies, you've worked with these types. If you work in manufacturing, in the auto industry, where the cars are designed or made, that type of very complex type of things, these ones work there. Okay. Not to mention they're obviously doctors and dentists and that type of profile. But we're talking about in an office environment, in very, very large corporations. These ones, you'll find them in those areas. And so make it a point to find out who they are. Get to know them. Introduce yourself. They're very pleasant. They smile a lot. They're friendly. They have a very pleasant outlook, disposition in terms of the energy they provide or produce. So these ones are great to work with. Okay. All right. The next one I want to talk about is Shanice, Miss Shanice. Um, Shanice is a black woman, older black woman, in her late 40s, early 50s. She is a Southern belle. Okay, this is the one that we call Southern belle. She is very conservative. She has a very pleasant personality, military background, um, military background, possibly retired from the military, or at least stayed in the military for a number of years. So you tend to get respect from these ones, which is eye-opening and very, very refreshing, given the fact that you don't get a lot of black women nowadays that respect, especially black men. So these ones tend to really champion black men. These ones are usually married, you know, so they're very settled. They are very grounded. They smile. You see these ones in accounting. You see them in project management type field. That's where these ones are. They're not in HR, that type of field. Those are for different types of personalities. These ones like to work with people on project and task. They're also numbers type of person. Again, depending on what they went to school for, you tend to see these ones mostly, these type of personality in accounting and project management. These ones, once you are introduced to them, they are ecstatic and excited to have you at the company. And you'll know it too at that first introduction. They will shake your hand. They will say, wow, where did you come from? They'll give you that motherly type of feelings. And they may not be older than you, but they have that warm presence. It's very striking. And you'll know it too, because you know you don't get that a lot. You know you don't get that a lot. So these ones want to see you win as a black man. They want to see men win. They're very empathetic to men. They understand the plight that men face, especially black men. They know what your challenges are. These ones are married. They have men at home. Okay, they're married to men. So they understand the challenges that their husbands face. So these ones are very empathetic to men. So they'll go above and beyond. So if you needed some information, data information, or something regarding some numbers or budgeting, they'll come to your office and they'll provide that information to you. Okay? These ones know the pitfalls that others are falling into, and they'll ensure that you don't fall into that. They'll ensure that. They'll tell you, okay, see, this is what you don't want to do, okay? And they'll give you the roadmap so that way you can really do a great job, because they want to see you win. Okay? They'll speak highly of you. They don't mind who is in a room. They don't care. Okay? While others are ducking and not trying to overextend their head for you, these ones will. These ones are usually very accomplished, which comes from their military background. So they've retired from the military, or they spent a significant amount of time in the military. These ones are very, very grounded. They're respectful. They're cultured. These ones have order. They respect order. They respect structure. They respect someone that's strong. So these ones tend to marry men that are strong in their life, because they've gone through and they know what it's like to have a strong male presence. Very wise. They'll sit with you at lunch. They're not one of those silly ones that think that, having a bunch of black folks gather around is some type of a no-no with white people. These ones don't get into that mindset. Okay? They'll sit with you. They'll talk with you. And they'll give you advice. If you ask them, they'll give it to you. And even if you don't ask them, they'll still find a way to give that to you, because they want to see you win. It's not easy for one of us, in their mind, this is how they think. It's not easy for one of us to come or be in that company. They don't see a lot of us at that company. And so when they see you, right, Rodney, at that company, at the level that you're in, it's a pride for them. It's a sense of pride. And that makes them really happy. So they will go above and beyond in ensuring that you win. They work for everyone. They're not um, um, they don't give preferential treatment to one over the other. They don't do that. But they will especially make sure that you get what you need. Okay? They'll do that. So make sure that you don't embarrass her or embarrass these type by getting involved in stupid stuff at work. By getting involved with like the Keishas of the world, the ones that just don't have a good reputation, the ones I mentioned in my last video. Don't get involved in that because that would embarrass these types. That would bring sadness and hurt them when you are involved in that type of conduct. Anything unethical will embarrass or bring some kind of hurt to these ones. Why? Because they go above and beyond in championing your name. So think of these ones before you start getting involved in some stupid stuff. Don't do it. And I will hope you wouldn't. I hope you would take your job seriously. I hope you would know that these particular jobs or that particular position that you're in is rare. Not just for black men, but for all men. Okay? If you get that position, that means there are others that didn't get that position. So don't joke with that. Don't play around with it. However, how small that position is, take it seriously. Okay? Take it seriously. Okay, the journey of 1,000 men started with one step. You have to start from a particular position and move all the way up. You don't start from the top. Everyone starts from the bottom and they walk their way up. Right? So don't blow your shot at that company. It took you a while to get that job. Don't blow it. And don't embarrass these types that champion your name, that go above and beyond. They come to your office or they come to your desk. They ask, is there something you need? Or even if you do go to your office, they make themselves available to you. Okay? You know, you see them, they introduce you to other people. That type of thing, that type of energy. Those are the type of people you want to be around. Those are the ones that you really want to get close to. Don't burn bridges with these types. Okay? You can't fool them either. They're usually wise. They've been around. Chances are they're much older than you. And if you're on the same age playing field, chances are they're more accomplished than you. They are more accomplished than you. But they don't wear it around. They don't wear it. It's not a badge that they put on. These ones are proud of their accomplishments, but they don't air it out. Every side and every time or in every moment. They don't do that. They're very conservative, very laid back. So understand that these ones are going to be your friends. Okay? These ones are the ones you want to look out for. When you have black people that work at your job, however how few, and they're black women, look for these types. Look for this personality trait that I've just mentioned. Okay? You may not know all of these that I've just talked about just at first glance or first sight. But in your interaction with them or with the ones you work with, you get to peel off the layers and get to the real meat of these personality. And hopefully you get to work with the Shanice of the world, the ones that I've just talked about. You know, military background, older, Southern background. You'll find them in Texas, you know, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. You may find them also in North Carolina, very laid back. And you can just tell their energy that these ones are different. These ones are different. And so be kind to them, be respectful. Be respectful to these ones. and let them know that you see them as much as they see you. Understand that these ones are married, and so they will come to you with that level of respect. These ones tend to have marriages that last 20 years or plus. And so those ones are grounded. Grounded. And so when you work with these types, understand that these ones are your friends. These ones advocate, they will advocate for you. You can tell them things. You can entrust things into their hands. They're not going to gossip about your names all over the office because they know what damages that will do to you. They know how that will hurt your reputation and your perception. So they'll hold that, they'll keep that, and they'll advise you accordingly. So don't be afraid to really confide in these ones. But be careful. Don't burden them with your personal stuff. We're talking about office situation right now. Okay? If you need to confide with someone with your personal situation, talk to your wife. Talk to someone else. She's got her own problems. She's got her own personal life. We're talking about things as it relates to the job. Don't burden her with that type of information. Okay? Stick with being professional. Okay? Stick with things that are related to the job. Ask her to help you navigate through the personnels at the job. She'll tell you. She'll tell you what to what to hang out with or different personality. She'll tell you that. She's very, very positive. She speaks highly about the company. She looks at the positives in the company. But she'll tell you, certain managers for you to get close to. She's not going to tell you negative things about other managers, but she'll just tell you the ones that you want to get close to. Okay? And you can make you can decipher from that point and make your judgment from that point. So she's not the one that will be negative about the company. She's not going to do that. Okay? So don't think that you're going to go and gossip with her. She's not a gossiper type. She's not Kiana. She's not chatty Kiana. She's not interested in that, and you shouldn't be either. You should be more interested in the positive part, especially knowing that your goal and your whole priority is to move up the corporate ladder. Otherwise, why do it? Right? If your goal and your intention is not to move up, then why are you there? Go do something else. Because everybody else that's there, their goal is to move up. And that should be your goal too. So these ones, this particular type will help you to get to wherever you're going. And make sure that when you do get there, don't forget her. Okay, call her from time to time. And show your appreciation for what she's done or what she did to impart or help to make that possible for you. Okay? All right. That's Miss Shanice. So here we have the last but not the least is Annabelle. Annabelle is someone from Latin America, from one of the Latin American countries, specifically the Dominican Republic. She's from the Latino community. This particular person is usually 5'3", 5'4" in height. Smiles a lot. You can see that in her face. She is unfortunately one of those that are single mothers, but they don't bring it to work. You may learn of this later on. So she may have kids that she takes care of, but you would never know it. You would never see it. You would never know it. Because when she is at work, she shows up. She treats you professionally at the job, in the dealings that has to do with the job. She's all of that. These type of one work in HR, the HR generalist. You will find these particular administrative tax type roles. They help you to organize the paperwork that's needed for either your benefits, so you'll find them either payroll, that type of administrative type of setting. They're very, very, they bring positive energy. They love male figures. These ones understand the importance you bring to the equation. These ones understand that. They're very, very, they favor black men also, in general, because their fathers are black. They come from a race and a background where they're black people, so they favor that. These ones are not um, easily persuaded off of liking people that look like her or people that are within the minority community. These ones aren't interested in that. These ones are sharp and intelligent enough to know the propaganda, to know the systematic agenda that's going on. And so when they come to work, they treat you as such. Okay, they're very, very willing to help you, to explain whatever policy. They're sharp. They speak very well. They speak fast, but nonetheless, they speak very well. So these ones are used to explain policies. As I mentioned, these ones work either in HR, payroll, administrative type roles. Not that you won't find them in other positions, but these are the places that I have experienced these types. They like to tell jokes. They like to be funny. That's how they build relationships. So don't take offense to that. I hope you're not that sensitive, because that's how they want to get you loosened up. These ones want to get you easily acclimated to your environment and also your relationships with them professionally. And so you hear them say stuff like they'll compliment your height if you're tall, because these ones are usually short, so they tend to compliment or notice or say stuff about your height if you're a tall person. They're very sensitive. They don't cry a lot, but they can tend to cry. You can feel their energy, especially when it relates to their kids. If you ever worked with them a long period of time and you guys are in the break room and you're talking about their kids and their family, you'll feel the love they have for their children. They're very nurturing. So as it relates to the job, these ones will speak about you in meetings. They'll talk about how, you came into the office or they went to your desk and, you were asking this question, and they will go on and on. And they'll speak highly of you. They're not going to get into gossip. They'll probably keep quiet if there are one or two things being said about you. They'll keep quiet. These ones won't contribute to it. These ones aren't going to say, hey, yes, too. By the way, yeah, here's what he did with me. These ones are not going to say that, because they respect you, they like you, and you may have not earned it, right? Black women tend not to like these ones. These ones are not favored or liked by black women. And the reason why is because black women know that these ones gain the attention of black men so easily. They have a personality that most of them don't have. These ones quickly, even in the corporate sector, even at job, these ones are liked by a lot of people. They don't cap an attitude. They don't do none of that. They're professional. So black women tend not to like these ones. Not sure why, but whatever. But they excel, and they're favored. Men of many race like these ones. Black men especially like these ones. And if you encounter these ones at your job, make sure you get close to her professionally. Don't be asking her out. Don't be asking her for a number. That's not why you're there. Okay? Don't complicate her life by doing all of that. Okay? Your job is to do your job. Do your job and go home. Okay? Your job is not to find a girlfriend at work. Go to the club and find that. That's not why you're there. You're there to do it. Your job is to be there, do your job, do what's required of you, do a great job, and then go home. So when you encounter these types, don't complicate her life by trying to take her out. That's not professional. Okay? Build professional relationships. Okay? That's what's going to help your career. That's what's going to help you get promoted. My whole channel is geared towards helping you get promoted, helping you excel in corporate America, if you choose to stay there. So don't mess yourself up by trying to find a date at work. That's not why you're there. You didn't go to school and earn your degree fight your way through to be in that position and be at that company to find a date. What's wrong with you? That's not why you're there. You're there to excel. You're there to get promoted. You're there to make your legacy proud. You're there to make your wife, your kids, your children, if you're married and if you're single, you're there to really start a new legacy for your future generation. Okay? And it may not be at that company. It may be at another company, but you're moving up the ladder. You're paving the way through. You're learning skills. You're doing something different from what your family may have done. You may have very well been the first person in your family to advance or gotten this far. Okay? Don't blow it by trying to do something stupid. Okay? A smart person understands who his enemies are and who his friends are. And this video is to help you, identify those friends. Everyone needs allies. Everyone needs someone along the way to help them through. And so my job or my whole channel is geared towards helping you navigate through that. Make sure you recognize those personalities that want to see you win. Don't blow it up by doing something stupid like asking them out on a date and trying to go out with them. That's stupid. So I hope that this particular video has been beneficial to you. I hope you've learned a lot from it. And I hope you get the pleasure working with these types of women, because these types of women will really make you, will reinforce your confidence in corporate America. So it's not all bad, folks. It's not all bad. So understand that corporate America isn't a bad place. The institution of corporate America is not a bad place. Okay? It's just that there's some people that work within these places can muddy the waters, can make things a little uncomfortable for some, to where it gives a bad reputation to either the company or the industry. But the corporate machine itself is not a bad thing. It's what drives our economy. It's what puts money in your pocket, helps you to pay your bills, help you to move from one socioeconomic class to another socioeconomic class. Really, it's more positive than none. So helping you navigate and understanding how to really navigate through this is important. Because nowadays, men are just dropping off. And people are asking why are men dropping off. And I know why men are dropping off. It's because they have encountered a lot of BS, nonsense, especially with the new structure of where life is and how the corporate system is positioned now. So men aren't just with that anymore. They're just dropping off, doing their own thing. And so to that, I say, kudos to you. But for those that are still in corporate America, understand that it's not a bad institution to be in. Okay? And you need the tools to be able to navigate that.